Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. I just want to say that I'm sorry about earlier today, yesterday I guess at this point in time. For some reason I accidentally posted the video at the wrong time, but also uploaded the wrong video, so it was like multiple fails across multiple scenarios. I don't know. So sorry about that.
Maybe it was Brian Bot.
Maybe it was Brian Bot, Amber says. So let's get started. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Excluding My Nephew from My Son's Birthday Party? My brother, his wife, and his 5-year-old son, my nephew, have been living at my parents' house since 2019 because of financial issues. My nephew is spoiled. He misbehaves and gets away with everything. Throws epic temper tantrums if things don't go his way. I have an 8-year-old son, and every year when his birthday party's over and everyone gets ready to go home, my nephew would collect the gifts that my son received and throw a temper tantrum until we let him go home with them. My sister-in-law would spend an hour complaining about their financial situation and try to convince me to let my nephew keep all of the gifts because he saw them. I tried to hide them in another room, but my nephew got access. I suggested making a list of toys that my son received so my brother and sister-in-law would buy similar stuff for my nephew, but they'd end up leaving with them. My son would feel devastated and sad afterwards. Not just that, but in a matter of a week, we'd visit my parents' house and see most of the toys destroyed. This year, as my son's 9th birthday rolled around, my husband straightforward said, Listen, I don't want what happened the past couple of years to happen again. It's time we put an end to your brother and his wife's enablement. Your nephew shouldn't be invited if you don't want issues at the party. I'm just letting you know that if they bring him anyways, I'm taking the party over to my parents' house 3 hours away. So I called my brother and let him know that he either leave his son at home and attend my son's birthday with his wife or not attend if he didn't want to. He hung up and called back again in a few minutes and was livid, asking if I was serious about what I said about excluding his son from his cousin's birthday, and I said the reason for that is because of my nephew's misbehavior. He laughed saying, What misbehavior? He's a kid, for goodness sake. Go ahead and name one kid who doesn't misbehave. He's not just misbehaving. He's stealing. Stealing and misbehaving are completely two different things. I said that what his son does, which is take my son's birthday gifts and then crying and yelling to get his way into leaving with them, was not fair because those gifts were given to him. He shouldn't be guilted into giving them away on his birthday. My brother started talking about his struggle to buy his kids new toys and said him and I should encourage the kids to share. I said no, because everyone deserves to receive gifts and not to be expected to share and give them away. I said he and his wife are welcome to attend, but my nephew is not. He first begged and promised that he wouldn't let his son touch anything, but then he got angry and said that he was completely appalled by my coldness and cruelty to exclude my nephew like that. He said his son understands what's going on, and once he tells him that his aunt will exclude him from his cousin's birthday party, I shouldn't act surprised because neither he nor his son will forget how I treated them, and then hung up. Mom roasted me about my decision, saying that I'm causing emotional damage over a few gifts. She and Dad wanted me to apologize and invite my brother's family. All right, what do you folks think?
Not the jerk now, but the jerk before for letting the cousin steal his presents.
And I think that that's a good point, but it also sounds like the family, I don't know, this is a good situation all around. I think that you definitely should have put your foot down. I think OP should have put their foot down and not allowed them to run off with the presents. And then I guess it's even more disheartening that those presents weren't even well taken care of. But I don't know how this kid has gotten so entitled at age 5. I mean, that's ridiculous to me. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say that OP is probably not the jerk, at least this year, and for wanting to exclude them. But, I mean, I think there's a little bit of blame to go around everywhere in this one. So, I don't know. Let me know what you folks think. Anyhow, take care and good luck. I'm sorry you've allowed them to just take your son's presents in the past. What in the world? How can you let your son down so badly? You should have stopped them, threatened to call the police, and followed through if they still took them. Also, you shouldn't have invited your brother and wife to come without their son. I fully understand not inviting the son, but at that point you just disinvited them all. Did you really think they were going to leave their kid with a sitter while going to a kid's birthday party that he wasn't invited to? Your brother and his wife are bad. I feel deeply sorry for their son because they are doing him a great disservice and shouldn't be stealing from you. Your parents are bad for enabling their bad behavior and expecting you to just deal with it. You're bad because in the past you just let it go and you and your husband allowed your son to suffer. Everyone's kind of a jerk here. That's kind of my feelings. I mean, I thought there was a little bit of blame to go all the way around here. All right. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my teen that she can't go to a dance because I need her to babysit and she's my only option? My kids are Bindi, 17, Ava, 14, and Fritz, 9. I'll cut right to the problem. My sisters and I are going for an overnight trip later this month. With my oldest sister's work schedule, the only time we could go for the foreseeable future was the 29th. It has been planned for several weeks. Bindi announced to me this week that her school is doing a Halloween dance on the 29th. She was so excited and was excitingly planning her costume. I hated to burst her bubble, but I had to tell her that she couldn't go. You see, Fritz is severely autistic, exactly what you probably are thinking. He's nonverbal, no eye contact, no toilet training, that sort of thing. This makes him much more difficult to leave with someone than his sisters ever were. I could easily find a sitter for them when they were younger. The only people who will ever take Fritz outside the household are his grandparents, who cannot watch him that weekend. He also does well with Bindi, meaning she's literally our only option. Literally. Bindi didn't take well to it and asked me why Ava can't watch him for a few hours while she was at the dance, since Ava has babysat before. Well, Ava is having surgery the Monday before that. Nothing major, but she's not going to be healed up enough to deal with one of her brother's meltdowns by Friday. I'm not saying that would happen, but it's always possible with him. She can help, but someone else needs to be there, and that someone else is going to have to be Bindi. She responded by saying that she didn't realize that her siblings were so much more important, and went up to her room scowling. I tried knocking and calling her, but she keeps sending me straight to voicemail. I get that she's upset and was really looking forward to this dance. It's only for juniors and seniors, and the school didn't have it last year thanks to COVID. But I'm going to need for her to make a small sacrifice for the family right now. I fully intend to make it up to her, but does expecting her to be there for the family make me the jerk? Edited to add, Dad died when Fritz was a baby. Besides my younger sister, who will be going on the trip, my family all lives in another state. So what do you folks think? Not the jerk?
Very, very much the jerk.
Amber says very, very, very much the jerk. So I think OP, what kind of trip are you having here? If this is a joy trip that you're having and it isn't like something that is like critical that you have to do for a weekend for some reason or another, like maybe your sister is having a surgery, an important surgery, and you need to go and help her or something like that. If that's the case, then maybe slightly less a jerkish thing on your part. This is a tricky situation. I can certainly understand, like, if you're going on a trip and you're just trying to take a vacation, why you would want to get away from things. But it sounds like you have one child who's going to have just gotten through surgery and another child who has special needs. This probably is not a good time for you to go on a trip, period. Like, with a kid who just went through surgery, maybe, just maybe, you should probably stay home for that weekend. Or replan the trip for some other time if this is just a joy trip. If this is like a critical, you have to do this because it's like a life or death situation, that puts a different spin on this situation. So I really think it depends on the reason why you're going on this trip, but I have a feeling that it isn't like a vital or critical thing, because I think you would have probably mentioned that detail in your story if you had. So I'm going to have to say that you're the jerk here, and that your daughter shouldn't be forced to be a parent in this situation. I think that you need to be the parent here. And also, like, why can't you hire a babysitter for the few hours that your daughter is, at the school dance? Not that I think you should be going anyways, because again, you have a child who's recovering from surgery. But it seems like this is a inconvenient time, and you are making your daughter suffer because of it. So anyhow, take care and good luck. One kid has special needs. One kid just had surgery. And you're going out of town? In what world are you not the jerk? You're the jerk. I was just thinking this. Is Bindi expecting to take care of both of them? When does she get to have a childhood? You're the jerk, OP. You're the jerk. Stop putting your parenting responsibilities on your child because you'd rather go out with your sisters on a fun weekend. She also didn't ask to parent your son. It's your son. It's your responsibility to find a sitter for your children. Your daughter is a minor who is not qualified to take care of your child/children. You decided to have kids. Now you must suffer the consequences. Pay the extra money and find an appropriate sitter to take care of your children. I wouldn't be surprised if your oldest daughter went limited to no contact with you after she leaves home, and quite frankly, you deserve it. Your daughter only gets a limited number of dances during her high school experience. You have the rest of your life to plan a trip with your sister. Grow up and learn how to be a proper parent. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for reacting negatively when my husband handed me a birthday gift? I'm a 25-year-old female, and my birthday was 2 days ago. I was excited to see what my husband, a 33-year-old male, got me. I got him an expensive belt for his birthday 10 months ago, but he didn't like it, although it was on his wish list for so long. He said he just preferred to receive an iPhone or an Xbox. He said this after I had already given him the belt 2 days later because he didn't talk about it for 2 days. On my birthday, we had a celebration with my family, and after they left, I asked my husband if he had gotten any gifts, and he asked me to follow him to the bedroom, and I did. He opened the bottom closet where he keeps the stuff he doesn't use but doesn't want to get rid of, and pulled out the belt that I got for him on his birthday. I was stunned. His face had no expression, and he just handed me the belt and said that he'd been keeping this for months and decided to give it to me on my birthday since he couldn't get anything else, and since he had no use for it, he figured that I might. I tried to process what he just did and ended up blowing up at him, asking if he was joking with me. He remained calm as I questioned how he could have thought giving me the item I bought for him, which was a belt, was a good idea. I called him disrespectful, that his gift was thoughtless, and he was being rude and dismissive of my feelings and my birthday. He argued that a gift is a gift and I shouldn't have reacted negatively, and then complained when he did the same thing. He never wanted the belt but couldn't throw it away, so he figured that it was best that he just gave it back to me and I get to do with it whatever I wanted since he didn't want it. We had a huge fight about this, and he stormed outside. I felt so upset, like I was humiliated, receiving the same gift I gave him just because he didn't like it. We haven't been talking till now. He says I'm being too controlling and demeaning. Alright folks, what's your verdict here?
Not the jerk.
Not the jerk? Why ever could this possibly be not the jerk situation? That's rhetorical. OP, you're not the jerk in this situation. Your husband is very, very petty. You got him a gift and you thought he would like this gift. You didn't just out of the blue get him any random gift. You got him a gift that was off of his wish list. If he didn't want something off his wish list, then maybe he should have removed it. I don't know. It seems so weird to me that this was an honest mistake. This wasn't like a malicious, I'm going to hurt you by getting you a present. You went out of your way to buy him something that you thought he would like. And he turned that around on you. he felt slighted by your gift and wanted you to feel slighted as well. And instead of like talking things out and communicating like he should have, he basically just did this in the worst possible way. And it's the thought that counts, and I think that you were right that you did put thought in here. But he would put no thought into his gift, and he just did this to be petty and spiteful. So I don't think that you're the jerk here, and I think your husband is acting terrible in this situation, plain and simple. So yeah, anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, you got him a gift from his wish list, and he didn't like it, and he held a grudge for about almost a year to pull his little stunt. Oof, this marriage isn't going to last. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a partnership, not a one-upping each other in pettiness contest. OP, you're 100% not the jerk, and your husband is ungrateful. Depending on the prenup situation, my advice would be to get lawyered up and prepare for a fight, because people like your hopefully soon-to-be ex-husband probably won't take too kindly to hearing, bold-faced, what he did wrong. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.